Good evening, everyone. I'm still just, I'm just sort of digesting and translating and processing the Dominic Cummings interview. So we'll talk about that in Coffee Morning tomorrow. So this is The Last Duel by Ridley Scott, director of great films such as Gladiator, Alien, Blade Runner, some absolute corkers, some absolute classics. Ridley Scott, for me, I think for me, Black Hawk Down, Thelma and Louise, obviously, The Martian, starring Matt Damon. You know, sometimes you could, he's 83, believe it or not, but sometimes you could argue that there's maybe a lack of heart or emotional complexity at the centre of his films. But I've always liked Ridley Scott because I feel that he's so cinematic. He's so interested and engaged with all the elements of cinema, sound, cinematography, everything he makes looks amazing. You know, he's great at world creation. You know, his work on Alien and Blade Runner, second to none. So this is The Last Duel. And The Last Duel is a movie that stars Adam Driver. Jodie Comer and Matt Damon. And the premise, I'm going to read the premise to you because the premise is a curious one. It's based on a book called The Last Duel, a true story of trial by combat in medieval France. You can see why he didn't just lift the title. It's quite a long mouthful, isn't it? But The Last Duel is about, in 14th century France, a knight and his squire are ordered to fight to the death after one of the knights accuses the other knight of raping his wife. Now, we can guess that Jodie Comer is probably the wife, Matt Damon is possibly the knight, and Adam Driver, perhaps the rather unpleasant character that's assaulted his wife. I genuinely think we're going to be getting a bit of Gladiator in it. It was a duel. I mean, come on, you know, the most ultimate duel was Russell Crowe, wasn't it? And old Joaquin Phoenix giving him the thumb down and all that kind of malarkey. But interestingly, this is written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, which is astonishing because, of course, the last time they worked together was on Good Will Hunting. You know, I'm really rooting for Ben Affleck. I'm all for the renaissance of Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck appears in this briefly. He's got a small part. Count Pierre de Alençon. So I'm looking forward to that. My anticipation of this trailer will be that it'll be very stylish, very epic. I don't know if you can say very epic or just epic. I'm a big fan of Matt Damon as an actor. I think he's not underrated. I mean, I think he's very rated, but he's a workmanlike actor. He just chucks in constantly powerful, meaningful, rigorous performances. I thought his performance in Ford v Ferrari was brilliant. I thought he gave it he really anchored it. And he also strikes me as like a really cool kind of guy. Very down to earth, not interested in the starriness of it all, just wants to get on with it. I've seen him appear in cameos in other indie films where he's not even asked for a credit. He's that kind of guy, do you know what I mean? He kind of, if you phoned him up, if I knew Matt and I said, Matt, mate, I need you just as a supporting cast member in this scene, he'd be like, yeah, all right, mate, all right, Mark, I'm there. I can dream on. So shall we just shut up now and watch it? Let's watch it. So The Last Duel, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, who I'm a big fan of, obviously from Killing Eve. It's lovely to see her in something else. And Adam Driver, who a number of people have been saying, is he a bit samey? Is he a bit boring? Are we getting a lot of the same thing from him? Let's check this out. Already like it.
There is only one question that matters. Do you swear on your life that what you say is true?
My father told me my life would be blessed with good fortune. I'm married. I was a good wife. And then was judged and shamed by my country.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
A most unspeakable charge has been brought against you.
Jacques Legris entered our home. He attacked me.
The accusation is false.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
This should be settled quietly.
I'm innocent!
I request a duel to the death.
If you lose, your wife will suffer dire consequences.
One of us has lied. Let us let God decide.
You do not believe me.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your pride.
The penalty for bearing false witness is that you are to be burned alive.
I will not be silent.
Wow. Now, on a premise that, I mean, I love swords and I love knights and I love medieval shit and I love jousting and I love castles. Having just said that, you know, more often than not, Ridley Scott is interested in style and sort of universe creation and the look of things and the feel of things and, you know, the editing and all that kind of stuff. And obviously great stories. But that, Jodie Comer was eye-wateringly brilliant just in that trailer. She, you know, it's a sort of simple concept, isn't it? Does Matt Damon believe his wife? Does he believe his friend in a, you know, at a time in history when all the burden of sort of belief, in a sense, or suspicion, burden of suspicion would have been on the woman. If she's wrong or if she's not accurate in her accusation, it could be terrible for her. If Matt Damon is wrong in killing or fighting in a duel, Adam Driver, it could be disastrous for him. And Adam Driver could be an innocent party, or perhaps he isn't. I mean, we see him go through the door and we see something happen, but maybe that's the telling of what she's described, or the showing of what she's described. So it kind of lifts it from whatever the specifics are of this French night strange story with a long title into something that's quite relatable, potentially tickling at the edge of Me Too, the hashtag Me Too thing, and it felt quite rich. Matt Damon looked quite stocky. Ben Affleck looked quite trim. Adam Driver was just Adam Driver, but, you know, potentially malevolent, which is quite nice. Jodie Comer, for me, in that was phenomenal, and I really liked that moving around square or rectangle that was constructing a crucifix. I'm up for that. A nice bit of swashbuckling period drama with gender politics threaded through it. Who'd have thought, who'd have thunk that Ridley Scott would have come up with that?
For more film and family fun, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure to click the bell to never miss an update.